I do? Okay. Dang.
She's honest though.
Yeah.
She's telling you the truth.
Okay. Okay.
For me?
No.
Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mindset Motivation Media. And you got Joseph Mata and Chris Cuellar here.
Howdy.
We're going to go on and I got a list of questions for Joseph. He has no idea what we're going to go through, what we're talking about. So are you ready for this?
Let's go.
All right. So Joseph, tell me 3 things about yourself that everyone should know.
First thing, I love God. Very big religious man. My faith is very important to me. God is first. Second, love baseball. Baseball has been my whole passion my entire life. Been around in my whole family. I even have people in my family that play pro ball, so kind of just been a part of my life. And then number 3, I love to laugh. I love jokes. I love kind of just the lighter side and kind of just trying to make sure that we smile as much as possible.
I love that. I love that, especially the faith and all that. Can you share what teams your family members are balling on?
One of them was with the Texas Rangers. Another one was with the Colorado Rockies.
Nice.
And then I had a little stint for semi-pro ball.
Really?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
No.
So tell me, where did you grow up and how did that shape you?
So I grew up in East Texas, small little town called Jacksonville, Texas, out about 3.5 hours from here. And I grew up with my closest neighbor being about a mile away.
Wow.
So I didn't really have, a lot of people to hang out with whenever I was really growing up. So it was just me and my older brother. And so we got into trouble a lot. We fought a lot, things like that. And then as I got into high school, I moved to Austin. And so I went from the country to a big city. And yeah, man, it's been a big difference, especially here in Dallas too. So,
Well, tell me this. When you're little, you're younger, what was your childhood dream job?
baseball, MLB, playing A through Z was MLB. I wanted to be a baseball player. I didn't care where I went. I didn't care who I played with. I just wanted to play baseball. And in fact, if I go back home to my hometown, my room, it has King Griffey posters up on the wall. It has Pudge. It has all the big great names.
All my favorites.
King Griffey's number one to me, though. The
I try
backwards
to
hat.
mimic his batting stance.
Oh,
and
yeah,
swing.
yeah.
So,
Smoothest swing in the baseball history
it was.
for
It
sure.
was beautiful.
Yeah.
Talk to me about where you're at now today. You're not in MLB, but obviously you have a competitive nature, I can tell.
Yes.
If you wanted to be an athlete and all that. What are you doing today and how did you get here and what do you love about it?
So now the competitive nature is always within me. I always try to be the best. I always try to win. Always looking for that next kind of way that I can get better.
Yep.
I like to study things. I like to break things down so that way I understand them fully. And now it's more of a focus on me to be better than I was yesterday. So I think that's really where I'm at now. That's what shaped me now and what's pushing me. Sorry, gonna have to cut this out. What was that other part of the question?
What do you do for a living?
I'm a loan officer. I help people accomplish dreams. I help people get into their first homes, their next homes, their investment homes. Help people use it as an asset, learn really how to play the world of Monopoly in real life. I think the game of Monopoly is it's funny, but it's also really true. I think if you find a way to take advantage of the things that are in front of you, you can really level up in life. And I mean, the game is there. The rules are there. If you learn how to play them, I think you can play it to your advantage.
So you mentioned faith in the very beginning. How do you incorporate, because I know there's politics and a lot of this don't talk about religion and business. How do you incorporate your faith into your everyday business?
Well, first I ask God if this is really what He wants for me, right? I want to make sure that I'm doing His will through my actions and my words. So I always try to make sure that the first thing I do is just make sure that the actions that I bring forward to my clients and the people in front of me, that this is something that would please Him and make Him happy. So that's first. And then second, I make sure that, the people that are around me are also following Christ. So, I mean, if you hear me around the office, I'm asking people to go to church with me. We're talking about Bible verses. We even have a Bible study here now on Mondays. And that's thanks to AJ. But, I'm really happy that he listened to my feedback. And whenever he said, hey, or whenever I asked him, hey, I want to start a Bible study, he said, okay, let's do it. And
Love
so
that.
that's kind of been, something I've been happy about.
That's good. It's always to be around like-minded individuals when it's a growth mentality, and
Yeah.
it sounds like you're in a place where you're open to growing and incorporating things. With that being said, what has been your biggest obstacle in your faith?
Oof, great question. I'd say the biggest obstacle in my faith is letting that old life go. I fell in love with who I was before, you know, and whenever you're with walking with Christ, that old life has to die and has to go away. And there are so many things of this world that I just enjoy too much that it's very hard for me to let go. And really just trusting in Him completely. Just being honest, like I think sometimes it's easier said than done to let God kind of take the wheel, but sometimes it's like, all right, God, you got me here. Let me see if I can control this for the rest of this adventure, this scenario, or this instance,
Yeah.
right? And so sometimes just letting go of control is probably the biggest thing for me.
What has been your biggest failure in your job, and how did you learn from it or overcome it?
Um, I'd say my biggest failure was uh, at the very end of a transaction. So we had a transaction where a client of mine, it was a very smooth process all the way up until the point we got clear to close. And so we got clear to close really quickly. And then once we got to the point of like balancing everything out, um, it just didn't go smooth. The title company and us were on a different page. Agents and I were on different pages. Closing was not smooth. It didn't go very well. Clients are angry, agents are angry, things like that. And so I had to take a big look and like at myself and like, why did that happen? What happened? And in all honesty, it just came down to me just not paying attention to certain things that I probably could have caught beforehand. Um, and so it just came with a lack of experience, I think, in my opinion. So now that I've been in the industry for a little bit longer, I've kind of learned, took the licks and had to learn the hard way. But now smooth sailing from here for the last few at least. I'm trying to make sure that I don't repeat that same error. But I would say um, going forward, I just kind of look at the little things, right? You do the little things right, you can do the big things right.
I love that. On this next question, when you answer, I want you to look directly into the camera
Okay.
and talk to the camera. What is something you would tell someone new in sales, real estate, mortgage, how to motivate themselves or to get their mind right consistently and constantly, day in and day out? What do you do, or what's something you wish someone could have told you or helped you with in the very beginning?
mm, that one, that's a big one. A lot of people tell you to have a routine. A lot of people tell you to have you know a consistent thing that you do. I think that the most important thing is um, you ground yourself in your why, right? You have to understand what you're doing and why you're waking up for it. And I think it's really important that you set yourself up with proper expectations, right? Because I think you get disappointed whenever you think something's going to go a certain way and reality kind of smacks you in the face and you realize, okay, it didn't go that way. So you might get discouraged. And I think that setting those proper expectations help out in the beginning. So that way you don't bite off more than you can chew. For me specifically, it was centering myself in the morning. I say a prayer in the morning. Um, I try to humble myself as well. Kind of write down what I'm thankful for. You can't be anxious and gracious at the same time. So I think that that's important for me to focus on. I try to keep my mindset very, very in a positive mindset. Consistently. I never let myself get too low. Something my dad used to tell me is like, don't get too high, don't get too low, kind of stay right there in the middle because this too shall pass. And I think that that's something that's important. Um, you're going to have stressful days, you're going to have happy days. Um, don't get lost in the sauce, but enjoy the journey. And I think that that's really what's important.
I love that. I'm rapid firing. So you ready for this next one?
Let's go.
In 10 words or less, what does biblical masculinity mean to you?
Mm. 10 words or less. Okay. Biblical masculinity. God fearing, Christ centered, and Ooh, perseverance.
I love that. It's a
God
hard
fearing, Christ centered, and perseverance.
That's a hard question. I ask everyone, and some people don't even know how to answer. So that's great. I love that. Um, what's your what was your biggest pet peeve when you were younger that you've been able to surpass, and why?
Surpass. I don't know about surpass. One of my biggest pet peeves is lack of communication. If I tell you, "Hey, let's go do something," and you agree, and then you don't hit me back up, I think that's something that I can't stand till this day. You know, like I'm big on communication. I
Yep.
got to make sure everyone is on the same page, and you kind of leave me hanging. That's a problem.
So if they're ghosting you, you're not chasing.
No, I don't chase.
I
Always,
believe in
I
that too.
pursue. I don't chase.
Uh, if your circle of trusted friends, your top five friends, were to describe you in one sentence, what would they say?
Hmm. Class clown.
Class clown.
Class clown. I was always somebody that always made jokes, wanted to lighten up the mood. Um, so I'd say that he's a funny guy, very passionate.
I love that.
Yeah.
You ready for this one?
Yeah.
What are you most grateful for?
Mm. I'm most grateful for the second chance. As I was a younger kid, I was kind of raised in the church. As I got older, the world happened. Kind of got lost my faith, came back, and he accepted me with open arms. So a second chance, I think, is what I'm most grateful for.
I love that. If you were to bring on someone, or someone's out there roaming and they don't know what they want to do with their lives and they're looking for a career, what would you say to them?
I would say ask yourself three very important questions. The first one is going to be, what makes me happy? Um, I think you got to figure out what you really enjoy, because if you do what you enjoy, you never really work a day in your life. Number two, I'd ask myself, what am I good at? At the end of the day, God gives you gifts and He gives you blessings, and if you use them for the right things, you can truly, put yourself in positions where you can change your life. And number three is, I'd really ask myself, uh, you know, if I had a magic wand and I could wave it, how would I want my life to be in a perfect scenario? And I would try to work towards that endlessly.
What are you doing to continue to grow, not just in your mindset, but in your business as well? And how do you incorporate those?
I challenge myself every single day to get myself out of the comfort zone. I'm not a social media guy. I'm I'm definitely not a podcast guy. Um, but I think once you realize that everything worth having is on the other side of that, comfort bubble, I think it's worth going for. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 18. I've taken many shots. I've failed a lot. I've lost a lot. But at the end of the day, it's taught me so many things that have shaped and molded me into a better man. And I would say that, yeah, just, you know, unwavering perseverance.
I love that. Last question for you on this note. You ready?
Yeah.
What is one truth that God has taught you that you'd like to share with everybody out there?
You don't have to be perfect. Come as you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter who you are. I think that perfection is something that for me at least, I'm a perfectionist. You strive for perfection, and then whenever you don't get it, you kind of you fall down. You're like, man, I was supposed to do this. I should have done that, and you kind of beat yourself up. But I think that it's definitely something that I've realized that you're never going to be perfect, but as long as you do what you can, God takes care of the rest.
And then let's go for one for business related. Why a mortgage broker out of all the other options out there?
I kind of fell into this, to be honest. Um, so I started out multi-level marketing. Hey, you go get two of your friends, come in, $500. You go get two more of their friends,
Yep.
$500, right? But we were really successful. We got to a point where we were, packing out houses and things like that, and then went into door knocking for solar, cold calling for fitness programs, and brother calls me one day. He's like, "Hey, man, just come work with me, man." So I had the sales down, I had the mindset down. I just wanted to find something I could do that helped people. I didn't want to just make a paycheck. And then I realized this is where I wanted to be whenever I helped someone buy a home that never thought that they'd buy a home, crying in front of me, saying that I was the only one that said yes and was able to get it done. And so I think that that's something that really helped me realize I'm in a good spot.
I love that. Well, guys, I just want to say thank you for joining Elevate Mindset Media today, and we're going to have another guest here soon, Joseph Mata. If you have any questions on mortgage related issues or looking to purchase a home, reach out to my man Joseph.
Yep, Joseph Mata, and that's Batman.